Okay, so imagine you walk into a fast food place. You're a bit hungry, you see a burger for $5, and it feels like a good deal, right? Nothing too expensive, nothing too cheap. Yet at the same time, the company behind that burger is making a lot of money, which, feels a little confusing if you really think about it. Now, in fact, that same burger might cost them just a little over $1 to make. And that gap, in a way, is where the real story begins. Is that even real, or is that just fast food magic? Or maybe, actually, it's something we just don't notice when we're ordering quickly. Well, basically, here's what's really going on. That burger you're holding, the main thing you came for, is not really where they make most of their money, which sounds a bit surprising at first. In fact, the real money is kind of hiding around it in the small things you add without thinking much, like your drink, your fries, and how often you come back again. So today, we're breaking this down in a very simple way, step by step, so you can see how these places sell cheap food and still walk away with stacks of cash. So first, think of a fast food place like a tiny food factory. Not a normal restaurant where everything feels slow and made one by one. In other words, everything is set up to repeat the same steps again and again, almost like pressing a button. And that repetition, in a way, is what keeps things fast and low cost. For example, if you make a burger at home, it takes time. You grab ingredients, cook, wait, clean, and all that. Yet here, it's done in seconds, almost like it was ready before you even asked for it. That speed cuts down cost, and that's kind of where the money starts building. Now, basically, they don't buy one tomato or one bun like you would. They buy millions at once, and that scale changes everything in a big way. And that, as a matter of fact, drops the price per item to almost nothing compared to what regular people pay. It's almost like buying one candy versus buying a huge box, right? The more you buy, the cheaper each piece feels, and they're doing that every single day on a massive level. Next, their menu is small on purpose, which might feel a bit boring from the outside, yet it keeps everything simple behind the counter. So workers don't need a lot of training, and that, in fact, saves both time and money over and over again. And time is money here, like every second matters. So they build the whole system to move fast without slowing down. Now, here's where things get interesting, or honestly, a little sneaky once you start noticing it. The burger you see for cheap, the one that pulls you in, is not where most of the profit comes from. In fact, the real money, very often, comes from drinks and sides, the extra things you add almost without thinking. For instance, a soda that costs them maybe just a few cents, they sell it for $2 or $3, and you usually don't question it. That jump, in a way, is huge, almost like easy money from their side. And once you see that, it kind of changes how you look at the whole meal you're buying. And fries, potatoes are cheap, like really cheap at the base level. Yet once they turn into fries, the price goes up a lot. So basically, they bring you in with the burger, something that feels like a deal, then make money on everything around it, the small add-ons that don't feel like much on their own. Now, here's another twist, which honestly, most people don't notice at all. A lot of big fast food brands don't actually make most of their money from food, which sounds strange when you hear it the first time. Yeah, seriously, they make a lot of it from land. They own the building, then rent it out to the person running that location. So money keeps coming in every month no matter what. So, in a way, they act more like landlords than burger sellers, even though we only see the food side. That means even if food sales drop a little, they still get paid, which keeps their system very stable in the background. Now, here's the part that kind of flips everything once you really think about it. Fast food isn't really about food, or at least not mainly from a business point of view. It's a system, more or less, built to keep costs as low as possible at every single step. Workers, ingredients, time, space, everything gets trimmed just enough to save money without you really noticing it. And then prices stay just low enough to feel like a good deal, something you don't think too hard about in the moment. So you keep coming back, maybe again and again without planning it. It slowly turns into a habit. It's almost like a loop you don't notice at first. Cheap meal, quick visit, repeat. And it just keeps going. And every time they earn a little more, small amounts that grow into something big over time. So next time you grab fast food, just remember, it's not really cheap food. It just feels that way at first. In a way, you're paying a little here and a little there, and that's how it all adds up without feeling heavy. A drink here, fries there, quick service, repeat, and suddenly it becomes something much bigger than it looks from your side. And once you see this, you start to notice it every single time you order, like it was always there, but you just didn't think about it before. So if this made things a bit more clear or you now see fast food a little differently, hit like or stick around for more simple breakdowns like this.